More than 200 million cubic meters of water now sit in the crater of Mount Pinatubo. In places, the lake has almost reached the lip of the crater wall, and a race is on to prevent disaster for thousands of people living in the shadow of the mountain. A team of local people and geologists, working with little more than picks and shovels, are trying desperately to build a channel to drain the lake. They want to prevent an uncontrolled torrent of water, mud and rocks from sweeping down the valley below. It's become a race against time, working 24 hours a day to avert disaster. The level of water is now barely a metre below the lip of the crater. They want to breach the crater at dawn tomorrow, but have little real idea of what the impact will be. In the valley below, people are already moving to higher ground, across rivers bloated by weeks of heavy rain. The local authorities are struggling to evacuate up to 40,000 people from low-lying villages, but their efforts seem chaotic. The Santos family lives in one of the most vulnerable areas. They've packed their things and seem resigned to losing their house, but they say they've been kept in the dark by the authorities.
I'm so worried about these things happen here in our place, and we don't have any precautionary measures coming from the government. We don't have any warnings. So we're waiting for the warnings, and we're waiting for the government official to be here and to know if it's really what will happen. What will happen? That's we want to know.
By this afternoon, thousands were still waiting to be evacuated, and officials concede that some may have to wait until tomorrow after the crater's been breached. There are still many families down near the water waiting to be evacuated.
Well, some of these people will be evacuated sooner or later. As of now, they're finalizing everything in the municipality of Butulan.
Jimmy Mora has moved his family and is now moving one of his most important assets, his buffalo. Like many others here, it's not the first time Pinatubo has forced him from his home.
About 2 times na.
This is the second time that we've been asked to move out to a safer place. We're afraid that the water pouring from the volcano will hurt our families.
The last time he was forced out was when Pinatubo erupted in 1991, the most powerful eruption in recorded history. It lasted 4 months, killing 900 people and leaving 250,000 homeless. Little wonder that locals regard the volcano as a god. If all goes well tomorrow, the flow of water, mud and rock, called lahar, will follow established channels down to the sea, though they'll rise by up to 20 metres. Channels that swept away many villages after the 1991 eruption. The people that live below the volcano can now only hope and pray the water flows according to plan. They know how dangerous and unpredictable this mountain can be. Few people are more familiar with Pinatubo than Kelvin Rudolfo, who's working with Oxfam. He's been warning about the lake for months and was today readying a lookout post. While he welcomes the work being done belatedly to breach the crater, he says it's impossible to know what will happen when they open a notch tomorrow.
It's what you call a runaway process. Water starts coming out, it erodes the notch a little larger, so more water can come out, which erodes the notch even faster, and so on. So it runs away. How much water is released, we really don't know. We have no idea.
All that can be said for sure is that the water will come rushing in a torrent down this mountain. Everything else, says one geologist, is in the lap of the gods. Ian Williams, Channel 4 News, on Mount Pinatubo. Ian Williams, ITN for Public Television, on Mount Pinatubo. Ian Williams, ITN, on Mount Pinatubo.